This will be 70,000 naira.
So if you say 10 of this, you have 700,000. This is amazing. It means I will join shoemaking.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm stepping into Akpaka NG, the headquarters of shoes in Port Harcourt. You can see this one. This one is not from Italy. It's not made in France or Paris. This is made in Port Harcourt. I must say this is wonderful. But I've been told I must change my own shoe because I'm coming to the headquarters of shoes. I cannot be wearing old slippers. So I got a brand new shoe. So if I'm to pay for this, how much would it be?
This will be 70,000 naira.
So if you say 10 of this, you have 700,000. This is amazing. It means I will join shoemaking.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So you made this shoe right here from scratch?
Yes, we made it right here.
How did you learn it?
Well, I actually did not. I just learned from everywhere, right? I actually didn't go anywhere in particular to sit down and say, okay, I want to learn shoemaking. I just loved the craft. I paid good attention to it. And then I just, started. I watched videos on YouTube too, actually.
Okay, YouTube videos.
Yes.
And you can make something like this.
Yeah.
And sell it for how much?
Well, this is 130,000.
130,000.
Yeah.
You're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. So you told me you dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Why?
I dropped out of school because of financial exclusion.
Okay.
I didn't have money to further my education at the time.
Okay.
So I needed something that, I could generate money with. So I just decided to go into skill.
When was that?
This was in 2014.
Okay, you dropped out in 2014.
Yeah.
And you went into skills when?
In 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
And when did you start this brand?
This brand, I've transitioned from one brand to another, right? But then this is the permanent brand. When you're growing, you learn, you make. So I was looking for some kind of originality that I had not gotten all the while. So I decided to bring a name that is, from Nigeria, that speaks locality and still at the same time is more presentable to the international community.
So yes. Is that why you called it Akpaka NG? What's the inspiration behind the name?
Okay. Akpaka means shoe. I'm from Okrika.
Okay.
A lot of times when people meet me, they say, you are very industrious, you're hardworking, you make shoes, you do this. You're not from River State. A lot of it's more associated with the East. So I said, okay, let me answer a name that is going to represent my locality.
Okay, Akpaka means shoes
in Okrika.
Okay.
From the job.
Okay. Now, would you tell us how dropping out from school, how did that affect your business? Can you say the little education you earned, what did it help you with?
Well, education is good, right? Education is very necessary in our society. But then I do not necessarily believe that to an extent, this is the whole foundation of being successful in life. Education is good. When I learned a few things in school, but then when you come to the real world, you realize that it really has nothing so much related with success, because success is more like creating your own manual for how you want to make your own money. You have to be spontaneous. You have to be thinking outside the box, outside what is outside the curriculum. Let's put it that way. Because it was easy to go to school to learn how to make money or to run a bit. It's everybody would just be successful.
Okay, but did you ever imagine that you would be able to make something like this?
Well, I never imagined I would go into shoemaking. Never ever.
So if you're not a shoemaker, what else would you be doing?
Well, I was studying mechanical engineering. I loved
in the university.
Yes. Before I dropped out.
Okay. Okay, let's explore the shop more so that we can see. This one has somebody's picture.
Yes.
Why is that so?
This is one of my best students, one of my young boy. He has been learning with me for 8 years.
Okay.
Before he passed on. So this is a tribute shoe. As you can see, it's not for sale.
Okay, he passed on.
Yes, he passed on.
He died.
He died. He had an accident.
Oh, that's okay. You kept it here as a remembrance. As a remembrance. You must have liked him a lot.
I love him.
Oh,
he's a very young man, very focused, and when he came, he was picking my trash to make key holders and stuff like that. When he was putting pressure, he wants to learn shoe at the age of about 8. So that was when he started working with us.
Okay, do you export shoes to other parts of the world?
Yeah, we do export shoes to outside. Like we've done around 21 countries in the past month now.
Okay, you sent shoes from Nigeria to 21 countries.
Yes, yes.
Can you mention some of them?
We've sent to Switzerland. We sent to Switzerland yesterday. We sent to Germany. We sent to Canada. We sent to the UK. We sent to the US. We sent to Ghana. We sent to Ghana also yesterday morning. We sent to France, right? We still have another one that is going to France by next week. So majority we sent.
So it's no longer a case of Nigerians buying things made abroad.
Yeah.
People abroad are also ordering from you.
Yes.
How do you get those kind of clients?
Well, we're in the social media era.
So what would you say is the most challenging thing you've experienced in building your brand? Because you're now a brand name.
Well, in as much as initially I would always say you don't need money to start up a business. Yeah, you may not need money to start up an idea, but you need money to run that idea because the idea might just be there. So one of the major challenges faced is one, we've had the issue of finance, funding it. The brand, everything is funded from my own pocket. So which I need to make money to put back into the business. The second aspect is that we have very few persons that specialize in shoemaking. Most shoemakers just do it for fun, or they do it for something they just want to feed themselves with. So building something to an international standard with people that don't see that international standard, it's really stressful because it is very difficult. It is really, really very difficult. Okay. So these are the two, I would say, the two major. Then when it comes to capital and getting the right workers, into this field. And then the third is machineries. The machinery, it still boils down to capital, right?
But your machines are not here. You have a workshop.
You have a workshop.
This is just your showroom.
Yes.
Okay. So how were you able to navigate those challenges? You said you started from your room. You never had a shop.
Yeah.
You just started.
Yeah.
How were you able to succeed to this level? Because some people might want to know so that they will start something and emulate you. How were you able to navigate your challenges?
Well, the challenges may differ based on your location and whatever. But then when it comes to the finance aspect, I had to live frugally in order to fund my business because you cannot shine and your business shine at the same time. Okay. So I had to start living frugally, which is to say there are certain things I needed to cut down on. Like if I have a project I need to do, even now, I have records where I put down what I spend, how I spend them. So I first of all go there and see what takes more of the money and see if I can alternate and then take that fund because you may not get everything, no matter the level at which you are, you will not get everything all at once. So whatever I'm able to gather from that, I will start and then I'll build on the way. I don't wait for everything to just materialize back before I start.
Okay, you said you did not learn at a particular place.
Yes, I did.
How did you acquire this skill to the level of making this kind of beautiful shoes?
Mastery and more upgrades. Even as I am, and your learning never ends, no matter the level at which you are. Even as I am, we still have an instructor. We pay at least around 700,000 every month.
To an instructor?
To an instructor. That guy has...
That you hire?
Yes.
To teach you or your apprentices?
To teach me. So which is, I'm a teacher to my apprentices and I'm also a teacher. I'm also a student to
someone else. That's amazing. Okay, you still want to grow.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's talk of building a brand. This is Akbaka NG.
Yeah.
Many people start businesses in Nigeria and they just stay by the roadside. They don't care, having a name, having a corporate affairs, commission registration. They don't have a corporate bank account. They just start. And then when they are making 10,000 every month, it's okay for them. But you have built a brand. Yeah. I'm sure this is a website.
Yes, yes.
Okay, somebody can go there and buy shoes.
Yes.
What do you say is the challenges of building a brand in Nigeria?
Well, building a brand, first of all, if you have to believe in what you are building, but then getting other people to believe in that thing you're building, that is one of the biggest challenges because people would not value it as much as you value it. People would not see the light as much as you see the light. That's one. We've talked about finances, but I don't want to overemphasize on that because I believe that if you want to really do something, you will do it regardless of the challenges that are on the way. But then building a brand is not easy. It takes a certain It takes an extraordinary level of excellence to build a brand to this level. I mean, if you come to our shop, there are lots of shoes. Maybe when we go to, there are lots of shoes that we damage. The reason is, let's say we make this shoe.
You made this shoe here?
Yes, this is made here in Nigeria.
You made it in this shop?
Yes.
Looks like something from where is the shoe headquarters in the world? It's fashion headquarters in the world. So, do you go to showcase this somewhere, like when there is a fashion parade, or how do you call it in the shoe world, where you can show this to the world?
Showcase it.
Yes.
Yeah, we work with fashion brands. We work with big fashion brands that need, footwear for their exclusive designs and whatever. So when they produce a design. There's a design they have just created. They need a shoe to match. So we are there to serve them, and they want to even go for runway outside the country. So we make some shoes to fit those clothes that are being made, so they can use.
How much does this cost?
This is 120.
120,000. And it can last me for how many years?
I've given you 3 years guarantee.
3 years. Okay. Amazing. So how much do you make in a month? If you would want to quantify your income, how much would you make in a month?
I would not, want to, this society will find ourselves. It will not be safe to put it out there.
Okay.
But then we make money.
Okay. Okay. This is good enough to pay you such that you can't look for a white collar job anymore in your life.
Our least worker is around 100,000.
Okay. You have people you employ here, right?
You have
staff.
We have around 10.
Okay, 10 staff.
We are looking at employing more.
That's
around 1 million.
You are
like for the list.
Okay, you
and
pay.
There are some persons that earn around 200,000.
You pay salary of 1 million naira. More than that every month.
That earn 200,000 just about.
Okay, and you have apprentices. Tell me about your apprentices.
We have apprentices, people that come to learn. Like people come from different parts of the world to come and learn from us. As we speak now, there's somebody that just came from South Africa. Booked a flight from South Africa to Nigeria.
From South Africa?
Yes, he just
to learn shoemaking in Nigeria.
Exactly. He came in this morning. He's in Nigeria as we speak. He's resting in his hotel. So maybe later on you can see him.
So you're now an exporter of skills, not just an exporter of shoes.
Exactly.
This is also made here.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so given the level of your success, would you agree with those people who say education is a scam?
Education.
Given that you dropped out of school.
No, I won't say education is a scam, because even at my level, you still need, a certain level of education to run your business. You may have started without having a formal education, but to an extent you will need it to associate with the corporate world. There are certain things the street has a lot to teach, but there are certain things the street will not also teach you. We still have people we employ, and even though I didn't go to school, if I'm putting an employment out there for assistant or whatever, we still have a certain level of criteria, you must meet up.
Okay, you employ educated people.
Exactly.
But you didn't finish school.
Yeah.
But you need educated people to help you run the brand.
I wouldn't necessarily put it that way, because education is fluid. It's not something. Education is one thing. Going to school is another. You may not go to school, but you can still be educated. Like if I did not tell you, if I had not told you, okay, I didn't go to school, with the way I speak to you.
Yes, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Right?
Yeah.
So education is something, I'm an autodidact. It's something that I learn everywhere. I learn anywhere. I have to sometimes pay for just, some little courses to learn how to, it's just there. It's just there. There are certain things you want to learn. You just have to go out of your way and learn it. That's also education. Acquiring a skill is also education.
Okay. So how many apprentices do you have?
So far, we've trained around 327 apprentices.
327 apprentices.
300 and still counting.
Are they all established?
Not all of them are established. Some persons, they learn and they go outside the country and they want to establish. I know starting a business there is not as easy as starting it here. So some of them are seeing the processes. Some of them they learned, and they say, okay, I've acquired this skill, but I don't want to establish with this skill. I just want to know it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love it. Some learn for their own personal, thing. They just learn it so they can make their own shoes. They don't want to start up a business with it. So
okay. So it took you 9 years to get to this level.
Yeah.
So is this something you would advise somebody to go into?
Well,
shoemaking? Because in people these days, they don't want to work hard. Many people don't want to work hard. They want something that will give them quick money. If you had given up, would you be here today? So is this what you would advise somebody to? If you have a younger brother, would you say, come and join me and make shoes?
Well, there when it comes to this whole thing, I have passion for trying to build people more than I have for making shoes, right? I want people to be established to a large extent because that's what creates and build a better society. And I'm somebody that loves a good and a better society. I mean, it's safe for everybody. So if this is something I encourage people. There are people I meet and I offer. To acquire a skill from us is around 400,000 naira.
Okay, how many months?
For like 8 months.
Wow. Okay, it takes 8 months for someone to be trained in shoemaking.
Yeah, if you want to advance, you pay more.
And the person pays 800,000.
Yes. But then there are some persons, I see their level of education and I'll be like, you know what, come and work with us. I will teach you for free and I'll also put you up. I also, stuff like that. Because I also want people to do better. I always want people to grow too.
So did you ever think of giving up?
I've thought about giving up.
When you had challenges that broke you down, did you ever think of, this Akbakatin? Think you go away.
Breaking down is part of the process of building up. Right? I break down a lot of times. I break down most
Any
times.
particular instance?
I think there was a time that my phone got bad. Jen got spoiled. We lost some goods. All happened in one day. So I just went into my room and I cried. I would cry and then I'll dust myself up and then I'll look for a solution. I'll just keep pushing.
Okay, this your brand.
Well,
like in 5 years' time, where would you want to be? Like, where are you taking this to?
Like I said the other time, I said, when you make something good, and then lots of persons don't have access to these things, it's a sin to me. You're depriving them of the ability, of the privilege
to have
it. You understand? So we want to have more outlets. We want to make this brand even bigger. That if you want shoes, and rather than going to get from Italy, you can get something custom in Nigeria. And that is going to last you. If you're getting from Italy, you may not have the luxury of picking what exactly you want. So we are actually working on a website where you can create what you want. You can design what you want and then just place an order based on your specification.
Okay, so the number of shoes you send outside Nigeria and the ones you sell here, which ones are more?
This past month, we've sent more shoes outside the country than we've made.
Than you have sold in Nigeria?
Yes.
Wow. And your clients are growing there and you're able to service their needs?
Yes.
What are the challenges of exporting?
The delivery fees and the money that is being charged for these shoes they are insane. So you make a pair of shoes for 130,000 naira for two. So that's how much? 260,000 naira. And then you're sending it outside the country for the same amount, 260,000 naira. So that's double the value of the shoe for that person. So that person is buying a pair of shoe, 300,000 naira. That's the problem. Because
the person pays for delivery fees.
Yes. Because you're not in Nigeria. Even if
you send through flight, or how do you send?
It's cargo. We send through flight. If you're going to USA, you can't send it through road now. So we have to send it through flights, through these mediums. We have so many logistic mediums. And it's not cheap. There are some that will even charge you 300,000 for more than 300,000 for 2 pairs of shoes.
That's amazing.
It's not amazing. It's sad.
Yes, it's not amazing.
It's sad.
It's sad. How many shoes do you sell in a month?
Most months, like in this month of May, we're already fully booked.
What do you mean fully booked?
What I mean by people placed order from last month for March again. So which is you don't just come unless you're paying for extras, right? But you don't just place an order for a shoe and you get it today, or you get it the same month, right? Sometimes if you place at the beginning of the month, if there's space, you can get at the ending of the month. So people place orders against the next month because this month we have more than we can deliver. You understand? So in a month, sometimes we make over 150 pairs of shoes.
Wow. And you sell all?
It's already how will I put it, custom, and they've already placed an order for it. So it's pre-order.
Okay.
So most times,
okay, this is not like you come to this place, you make shoes and pour.
Right now, these ones here, we made it and we stocked it.
Okay.
For sample sake.
Sample.
But
okay, I can just come and pick this. No, I like this.
You can buy from here too.
I can say make my size.
Yes.
Okay, this is how it works. I understand now. I thought you come, you make shoes, you put in bags.
No.
So someone has to say, okay, I love this shoe. Can you make it for me? And then you charge the person.
Yes.
And then you make it.
Yes.
But do you create new designs?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Designs that are not in the market.
Yeah, there's like the shoe I'm putting on. This is our design. I made this shoe 2 years ago, and we made only 10 of it.
Okay, you made this 2 years ago?
Yes, we made only 10.
You've been wearing this since 2 years ago?
Like everybody that ordered this pair, I've been wearing it for 2 years. Like till now, and it's still new. If there's anybody that has this pair and it's bad, come to me. This is 2 years now. We sold everything.
Wow. So how do you get your materials? Because that doesn't look like something that will spoil quick.
Our materials are also sourced locally because we're also trying to promote Nigeria.
Oh.
You understand? So our materials are also sourced locally.